Hey guys, I just wanted to say before we start the video, thank you all so much for like over 120 subscribers. Our new goal is 150 subscribers, so if you do enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into the video. Chapter 1. The Early Days. Gorilla Tag was first released on February 12th, 2021, and within its first week it had around 21,000 players. By the time it was first released on the MetaQuest store in December of 2022, Gorilla Tag had already had a player base of over 4.5 million. At the time, people loved this game. I mean, come on, it was a silly little game about jumping around as a monkey tagging people, with a brand new movement system where you would jump around on your hands. And this love that players had for this game didn't stop for a very long time. And from 2021 to 2023, players loved this game. But it was in 2024 where players started to have some feedback. Chapter 2. The First Issues. You see, even though players can love a game, it doesn't mean they're going to stick around forever. And that is the very issue Gorilla Tag was having. You see, around this time, players started to feel like with every new update, the game just got increasingly dull and lifeless. And these weren't the only issues players on Gorilla Tag at the time were having. Players were also starting to complain that the number of cheaters in the game was absurd, and they weren't wrong. At the time, there were so many cheaters in Gorilla Tag, and because of Gorilla Tag's flawed anti-cheat system and only a few moderators, they couldn't keep up with all the cheaters in Gorilla Tag, which eventually made some people not want to play the game anymore. Chapter 3. The Rapid Decline. You see, it was 2025 by this point, and even though Gorilla Tag had had these issues for a very long time, they did very little to almost nothing to fix it. And so over time, these issues started to get so bad that so many players started to leave the game. Around this time, players started to complain that Gorilla Tag just felt so much more boring and lifeless than the silly little game it used to be a couple years ago, with some people even deciding that they were going to stop playing Gorilla Tag until they would fix these issues. And little did people know that Gorilla Tag was about to change forever. Chapter 4. KID. On May 19th, 2025, Gorilla Tag partnered with a company called KID. Now, KID is a company that specializes in keeping young users safe in online spaces. But the big issue was that KID would do an age check on you one day while loading into Gorilla Tag, and if you were under 18, it would restrict you from features that made Gorilla Tag as big as it was. If you were under 18, Gorilla Tag would restrict you from voice chat and joining certain lobbies. Now, the issue with this is that around 85% of Gorilla Tag's player base is under the age of 13, let alone 18. So this means that Gorilla Tag was restricting 85% of their player base from playing the normal game. Now, I think you could see where this would cause a massive issue, because not only did Gorilla Tag's player count start to go down, but people started to just flat out say, "I'm done with this," and leave Gorilla Tag. And at the time, I started to experience this firsthand. I even saw the player count on the computer say way less than what it usually was, and I was also joining lobbies that had little to no people in them. Chapter 5. Present day. Now it is 2026, and while Gorilla Tag's player count decrease has slowed, it is merely a fraction of what it used to be. And it's just so weird to see a game that people love to play, get home from school and get on Gorilla Tag, play for hours and hours and hours on end with no break, to now people hating on it and people leaving the game entirely. It's kind of sad to watch, but then again, it happens with most games. They peak, they start to fall off, and then they rest. And that is the rapid downfall of Gorilla Tag. Thanks for watching.